Hello. So as you know, a lot has changed in this world these last couple of weeks, 3 weeks or whatever. So I'm not really going to comment on that. There's a lot of people that are smarter, more informed than me, that are making more informed decisions about that. So for this video, I'm just going to focus on some of the questions that you've been asking me. I put a call out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram to see if there's any questions that you guys wanted to ask me. So let's just jump right into it. Salma asks, what did you want to be when you grew up? I think I wrote a blog post about this, and I don't know if I ever talked about it in a video. I may have, but my, I guess, professional ambitions growing up shifted as like interests and opportunities kind of came and went. So for the vast majority of my childhood, I narrowed down my job prospects to like two main areas. I was really interested in dinosaurs, as a lot of boys are and a lot of kids are. So I thought about being a paleontologist. This really came about after watching Jurassic Park in 1991, 92, something like that. So I had an interest in paleontology. The other side of it was I wanted to be an architect. I'm pretty good at math and I liked doodling and I liked drawing. So I thought that that was going to be a good mash up of skills. Neither of those really panned out because when I got to high school, I took a drafting class thinking I was going to get into architecture. And then when it came time to choose a career prep program, there was nothing that was kind of related to becoming an architect or becoming a paleontologist. So I chose accounting because I thought that was going to be a practical, well-respected profession that I could get into. I took the accounting career prep program, went on some job placements for that, working at a bank and at A&B Sound, if you can remember that. I worked in their accounting department. And I went into university with the expectation that I was going to kind of follow down that path and become a certified accountant. And that didn't pan out either. So I took some of the first year courses that were kind of prerequisites for that, like math and economics. And I found that that wasn't really for me. I took psychology as an elective, found it far more interesting, far more fascinating, and I ended up majoring in psychology thinking that I was going to be a psychologist. By the time I got to the third and fourth year, and I took a couple more practical courses, one in particular with counseling psychology, where we worked in small groups, kind of providing each other with pseudo therapy sessions. And I found that I don't think I'm very good at that or particularly well suited for that. I thought about getting into the academic side of psychology, doing more research. But then I also decided that I didn't really want to continue school at that point and I wanted to start working. And long story, still pretty long, I've always had an interest in writing. After I graduated from university, I started looking for what kind of writing and editing opportunities I had. And I applied for some random gigs, landed one on Mobile Magazine, my first freelance writing client, where I wrote about technology, and everything just kind of snowballed from there to where I am today, 14 years later, as a seasoned veteran of writing, blogging, editing, and all that kind of thing. So long story short, as a kid, I wanted to be a paleontologist, an architect, an accountant, a counselor / psychologist, a research psychologist, and then ultimately the writer-editor that I am today. Wow, that was way longer than I thought it was going to be. Maybe it should be a blog post. Susan asks, have you adjusted your work schedule lately during these times of staying at home? Well, I've been working from home for the entirety of my writing and editing career these last 14 years. So in terms of adjusting my schedule, not really. Like everything has kind of been mostly status quo for me, aside from having Addie home all the time. So like it was spring break anyway, so I wasn't driving her to and from school or anything like that. But now that spring break is officially over and she's just home, we've had to make some adjustments in terms of like childcare and keeping her entertained and educated. But for me, on the professional side, I'm fortunate in that I work with a company that is pretty much all telecommuting and remote work, and it's all digital and it's all online. So like nothing has really been affected in that regard. We always have flexible schedules and that kind of thing, aside from the Zoom meetings, which I'm sure you've seen some memes about lately too. So I guess yes, that my work schedule has adjusted, but like realistically it hasn't adjusted at all. It's just the way that it's always been. Dixon asks, what's a better investment now, GICs or TFSA? Now, those of you who have been following both of us for some time might know about this inside joke that we have between us, where everyone seems to think that I'm in finance or I'm a finance writer in some way. I'm not. So anytime something like this comes up, he always wants to poke at me about this. But in a more like serious, I guess, answer, you can have GICs inside of your TFSA, so it's not an either or. But don't ask me for any kind of investment or money management advice. Go talk to a professional. Jeremy asks, what's the ratio of trolls to legit people comments on your YouTube videos? I guess I've been pretty lucky in this way in that I haven't really attracted the trolls on YouTube. The comments that I get here are generally either pretty supportive or they're just like questions that people have based on my experiences that I discuss or products that I talk about in the video. There's obviously some people that would disagree with my opinions, and that's fine, but no one has really been all that trolly with me. So yeah, the ratio is basically 0 for the most part. Tyler asks, what is your favorite Nintendo Switch game? If you have been following me on social media and just based on the first few minutes of this video, you'll probably know that I am a big fan of the Animal Crossing franchise, going all the way back to the original game on the Nintendo GameCube. Given these self-isolation, social distancing, self-quarantine kind of times, I bit the bullet and I bought Animal Crossing New Horizons for the Nintendo Switch. So I've been spending a lot of time there, digging up fossils and building up my home and collecting furniture. Now that the Bunny Day events are starting, I'm getting into that too. So it's been a nice distraction, having these like simulated indentured servitude to Tom Nook again. So Animal Crossing is definitely up there. When I first got the Switch, I played a lot of Mario Kart, and then I was really excited when Smash Brothers came out. So it's probably between those 3 titles, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, and Animal Crossing. But if I had to pick one, the game that I'll keep coming back to, it's probably going to be Smash Brothers. And Nintendo has done a very good job with convincing me to buy kind of sort of the same games over and over and over again. So like you'll notice Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, and Animal Crossing are not new games or new IP in the traditional sense. They're all just kind of like sequels and rebuilds or whatever. But they work and they're a lot of fun. Ray asks, I know you have nothing better to do than play this game, Michael. Not a question, Ray. And no, it's true. I do have a lot of things that are probably better for me to do. I've been pretty good about reading books, and despite all this self-isolation stuff, I do still try to take like a walk around the neighborhood whenever I can to get outside and get some fresh air. I am social distancing, of course, keeping my distance from other people. I'm not gathering with other people. It's just me on my solo walks around the neighborhood. So I've been pretty good with keeping up with that and with keeping up with reading my books. I haven't been watching as much Netflix as I normally would be. And, work has been work. So I've been pretty busy actually. So finding time to do the Animal Crossing just means I don't watch as much TV. And finally, Victor asks, add me. Again, not a question. He's also just as addicted to Animal Crossing as I am. I already have him as a friend on Nintendo Switch Online, but I haven't been maintaining my Nintendo Switch Online membership subscription because I haven't been, up until I got Animal Crossing, I actually haven't played like on the Switch pretty much all year. So I haven't really been able to justify the expense of getting Nintendo Switch Online again. I might do that again, maybe not, we'll see. But I'll definitely be playing more Animal Crossing until all of this self-isolation stuff gets lifted, which probably won't be anytime soon. All right, so that was a little rambly. I hope you enjoyed this short, not so short, kind of short Q&A video that I had here. As always, leave comments below if there were any questions that you wanted to ask that weren't covered in this video. Like and comment and subscribe and all those other, I already said comment, didn't I? Like and subscribe and all those things that you normally do. on the YouTubes. Make sure you follow me on the various social medias. I'm pretty active on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, so keep up with me there as well as on the blog. So until then, keep safe, wash your hands, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Now the flag has to bend. Spin it around, bend it around, bend it around, bend, 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 bend it around, bend it, bend it around, bend, bend. Now you make your flag.